A while back I made a video about dating app ads, and I think it was fine. I did mess up on the rendering though. Bayonetta is not supposed to be there. But one section I felt was severely underdeveloped was the one about Christian Mingle, where Christians can hold hands before marriage. I said I couldn't find any ads, and I have no idea what I was talking about because you absolutely can. They're about as boring as you can imagine. But that's not what we're talking about today. Oh no, because in 2014, they made the Christian Mingle movie, a full-length feature film that even got a theatrical release. Who's saying Christians are oppressed? Look at that box office! Christian Mingle? Wrong. The Fault in Our Stars. It's music from the motion picture The Fault in Our Stars. It has Ed Sheeran on it. Get out of here, I hate you. The obvious question is why? And surprisingly, I have an answer. The film was directed by Corbin Burnson, who found himself making faith-based movies like Rust. No, not that one. Eventually, he mentioned to his producing partner, why do all faith-based movies have to be so faithy? Why can't we just make great movies in a variety of genres? Things happen in the lives of Christians. Do they? Which is a similar problem in the film American Fiction, where a black author is only expected and recognized when he makes black works. See, I told you Christians were oppressed. They made God's Not Dead and now they're stuck with it. By the way, watch American Fiction. It's a really good film. Do not watch Christian Mingle. They decided on making a romantic comedy and just so happened to meet with the head of Christian Mingle. They pitched it, and here we are. Hell. So can Christians make a normal movie? Let's find out. So the film immediately starts with them telling us about God.
And along the way, something wonderful happened. I found him. That's him with a capital H.
You know, him. H-I double hockey sticks. Him. This is Gwyneth Hayden, and she's on the worst date imaginable.
I love stinky cheese. It clogs the pipes, but still.
She's so sad and lonely, and all of her friends are in relationships, and she's 30. She's gonna kick the bucket soon. She better hurry up and find a man. She's a VP at Maritime Advertising, a nautical-themed advertising agency. That means she's good at lying. This will be an allegory for Christ later on. Her coworker is a sassy black woman.
Maybe you're knocking on one door hoping another will open.
Thank you, Oprah.
Don't call me Oprah.
Okay. After flipping through some channels, she finds a commercial for Christian Mingle. The seed has been planted into her mind. She will now subconsciously think about Christian Mingle. When somebody mentions dating, the first thing that will pop into her head is Christian Mingle. So she ultimately decides to sign up for Christian Mingle. There's just one problem though. She's not Christian. But she was baptized and went to Sunday school. So was I, and look where I ended up. I'm a greater Christian than I've ever been. So that begs the obvious question. Why did she choose Christian Mingle? Match.com, eHarmony, OkCupid, Dudes Nude were all up and active way before 2014. So why not choose one of those instead of diving into the deep end with Christianity? I wouldn't have minded this if she went on some knockoff dating websites and they were all just terrible dates. It also would have been a good opportunity to introduce more comedy. Then it would have made more sense to go to Christian Mingle as like a last resort or something. I can only suspend my disbelief for so long. I can hardly believe that she's a Christian in this. How am I supposed to believe that she would go on to Christian Mingle first? She doesn't go to God's church. She's lying? On the internet? How dare she? Ahem, bear no false witnesses, one of the 10 Commandments. It's like she's not even Christian. Ugh! Now it's time for the most awkward first date.
Mine was from like 10 years ago, back when I was on my way to rock stardom. Yeah!
I really don't like awkward humor. It just makes me cringe and feel bad, so it's like, So much of this is just exactly what I hate. This is Paul, and he gave up what he enjoyed for God. What a hunk. And wouldn't you believe it, he's Christian, and he's looking for another Christian, but she's not Christian? What? That's the whole conflict. Have I bludgeoned it into your head yet? She's not Christian, and now she has to pretend to be Christian by buying Christianity for Dummies. She sure is. They hit it off and decide to go on more dates, like to a sushi restaurant, and they chose the most racist music possible.
My family has been in the construction business for generations.
They also go to Bible study, where it's awkward because she's not Christian. Are you laughing at the shenanigans yet?
It actually reminds me of one of my favorites. Yeah, I think the passage is from Galatians. Because of the temptation to sexual immorality, each man should have his own wife, and each woman should have her own husband.
Everybody keeps saying this is stupid and it's not going to end well because she isn't Christian, and what the hell, they're right. Part of the morals of the film is just be yourself, and as everybody knows, Christians love it when you are yourself. Any and all identities. And would you believe it? They passed the Bechdel test. And the conversation was on how she isn't a Christian. Oh my god.
When is the last time you stepped into a church?
Last month.
You went to church last month?
I did.
Mm-hmm. And?
Okay, so it was a wedding.
Oh, you crashed a wedding.
If you don't know, the Bechdel test is if any piece of media has two women that have a conversation that isn't about a man. And you would be surprised at how many films fail this. Thank God we have Christian Mingle. During this whole thing, she's tasked with creating a marketing strategy for Discount Guy Fieri and his hair pills. And she doesn't believe in them, so she's struggling to come up with a strategy. This is an allegory for Christ. You work in advertising. Your job is to lie to people. You have been lying to your boyfriend for weeks, but this is where you draw the line? They go on another date to get chili dogs, and then they start talking about why they're Christian. She dodges the question because she's not Christian, and Paul says that his dad found a piece of driftwood that he carved into a sculpture of Jesus, and now he's Christian.
You working overtime for that goodnight kiss?
No.
Oh. Well then, now kiss.
Okay.
To anyone?
Wow, kissing before marriage? Sinners! Heathens! You'll burn in hell where you belong! She dresses like a Mennonite, and then they go to Steak and Cake, where they serve steak. And you guessed it, cake. These are just some of the hilarious concepts that Christians can come up with.
Or until the bell rings. It's cake time. I want chocolate, please.
This is where we learn that Paul is going on a missionary trip to Mexico with his whole family for a month, and he didn't tell Gwyneth. Guess he didn't really love you. Dodged a bullet there. So we get a scene where his mom is trying to tell him that something's going on with Gwyneth. She's being a little sussy baka right now. And even though she's being framed as the antagonist of this scene, she's right. Gwyneth has been lying to Paul the entire time. Paul should absolutely leave her. He deserves better. Get yourself a girl that will appreciate the Lord and chili dogs.
Hooters, but for feet.
Anyway, Gwyneth has to present her campaign to Frosted Tips, and she did no work the entire time. And it leads to so much hilarity.
He's given us heaven's rain. Even better.
So here, they could have put some kind of commentary about how people will often use Christianity as a way to make money, either by lying about the end times or through megachurches. But of course they don't. You can't be critical about Christianity. That's your target audience. So Paul invites Gwyneth to go to Mexico with him, and she gladly accepts, despite not knowing any Spanish or lying about being a Christian the entire time. You can tell we've arrived in Mexico because of the filter, and also the mariachi band. Somehow this feels more racist than Emilia Perez. Their village was destroyed by a flood, but thankfully the white saviors are here to help. They have another nice conversation by the fire where they hold hands before marriage. There's a place in hell with your names on it. May God have mercy on your souls. Uh-oh, she brought her Christianity for Dummies book with her. Guess she's really living up to that name. So pretty much everybody knows that she's been lying the entire time, and they decide to test her. This small Mexican child asks if God is so loving, why did he destroy their village? Which is a genuinely good question and a big one about Christianity. To which Gwyneth can't answer. Because of course she can't, she's not a nerd. But they actually give an example.
How about James 1 verses 7 through 8?
They don't say it. Why would they tackle any criticisms of Christianity? They need to mingle. But let's take a look at that passage, shall we? James 1 verse 7 through 8. That person should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Such a person is double-minded and is unstable in all they do. Amen. Real comforting, lady. The whole passage actually answers this a lot better, and it's that God is testing your faith in him. So maybe if you believed harder, he wouldn't have destroyed your village, Maria. So of course Paul finds out about this and he breaks up with her. She's a heathen and deserves her place in hell. She's a temptress and a harlot.
Tell me if this sounds about right. All your life you've done some searching for something. Every now and again, maybe you even call yourself a Christian. Why not? It's easy, gives it a name. And for the most part, it works. But then something bad happens, and you look around and you see all the terrible things in the world. Compound that with the general negative spin on religion, and you just get turned off to it. God, faith, all of it. So you toss it all out. Back and forth. Accept it, reject it. How's that sounding?
Yeah. You know, Christians are the most oppressed and persecuted groups ever. She at least explains why she chose Christian Mingle.
I just saw the website and all of these happy people and...
You work for a marketing agency and you fell for the advertisement? So she gets sad and throws her Bible away. Good riddance. Oh no, she's relapsing! So she learns about God and Jesus and Christianity and goes to the whitest black church possible. At her job, she explains that she can't market a product that she doesn't believe in. This is an allegory for Christ. Again, also her black friend. She was Christian the whole time.
And why didn't you say anything through all of this?
Oh, no, it's not my style.
She did. She told you multiple times, over and over again, that this was a bad idea, that he was looking for a Christian, and that you weren't Christian and shouldn't go on Christian Mingle.
Don't say I didn't tell you.
And why didn't you say anything through all of this?
Oh, no, it's not my style.
But now that Gwyneth is born again, she can go win Paul back from his childhood friend that his mom set him up with. She talks to him about living as your true self and not what other people want you to be, subtly saying that he should break up with his girlfriend and date her instead, to which he rejects her.
I don't think it's a good idea that we see each other anymore.
Whoa, real filmmaking alert. Did they just subvert my expectations? Give them the Oscar. They deserve it. They deserve the Tony and the Emmys and the Razzies. They definitely deserve the Razzies. And now she starts beefing with God. She's just like me, for real on God. Wait. She gets a letter from Maria despite not doing anything to help her, and it's the most offensive Mexican accent I have ever heard.
And thank you very much for you coming to San Luis, my village. It looks so pretty again.
But she moves to Mexico to become a teacher, and now she's a real Christian. So obviously, Paul shows back up.
Wow, look at you. You look great.
He looks like the most average white guy in existence. So they get back together, expectations restored, the end.
Adios, amigos.
This movie was one of the most painfully boring and unfunny films I have seen in a long time. They failed on so many levels. It wasn't a good rom-com. It was just as faithy like any other Christian film. And it was also really racist. So that whole faith complaint, it was like eating trash and being surprised that it tasted bad. That was the exact kind of thing that you would expect from this film. But because the director wanted to make a normal film that just happened to be Christian, this really stands out. Especially because you can make a faith-based film that doesn't feel like it's preaching to you. Look at VeggieTales. No, I am not joking. They'll retell Bible stories in a cool and unique way, like at a chocolate bunny factory, a superhero, the Lord of the Rings, and they don't feel like they're preaching to you, because they're not. It's as normal as any other children's program, except sometimes they recite a Bible verse. Another good example of a faith-based movie that isn't faithy is Wake Up Dead Man. It's very critical of the part of Christianity that uses it as an excuse to hate people, control people, or extort them for money, the radicalized part, while also presenting the good with Father Judd, who has become a better person because of Christianity, and uses it as a way to comfort people and bring people together. It presents both an argument for and against Christianity, which Christian Mingle is too scared to do and would never do, let's be honest. Maybe because I'm just in a bit of a introspective mindset right now, but what's obvious is that one of the main messages of the film was about being yourself, living as your true self. The whole conflict was about how Gwyneth was lying to Paul about being Christian, and her whole speech at the end was about how Paul wasn't living as his true self and doing what others wanted him to do. And that feels like something that is completely against how Christians actually behave. I've been watching a lot of Christian breakdown videos, mainly from Believe It or Not, because I get some catharsis out of it. And while it certainly isn't true for everybody, would they accept somebody living as their true self if they were gay or transgender? This isn't something the film is tackling at all. And considering that Christian Mingle was forced to add a same-sex option because of a discriminatory lawsuit, I feel that they wouldn't actually want people living as their true selves. This is definitely one of the worst movies I have ever seen. And it's not even good as an ad for Christian Mingle. God, I need to summon a demon or something. I need to cleanse my soul from this. Jesus. I have a Letterboxd. Don't expect anything from it. It's really just here if you want to look. Anyways, God is dead and this movie killed him.